Hello and welcome to another episode of Flood City with CzarPeppers. City Skylines Flood City, that is. Even though that'd be pretty obvious unless I was playing that Cities XL game, which compared to this sucks. Yes, here, another episode of Flood City. As you've seen, I kind of got a bit carried away in between the two episodes. I was catching up on the latest season of Downton Abbey, and I kind of made it huge compared to last time when it was just like this little area. But that's okay, because let's face it, the series isn't really about building crap. So today we are going to have our first flood. There has been moderate flood forecasting for today, and we can expect moderate to severe flooding at a flooding level of 5 out of 10. Just for anyone who doesn't know, yeah. Also, for whoever makes this like cinematic mod thing where you can do cinematic camera shit, make it so you can like get rid of that fucking thing, because it's really obnoxious. I want to be able to take still shots too, but I can't because I've got this stupid nonsense on my, just like a little button that would make it hide away, and then maybe I could press this thing called a key that would bring it back up. Simple concept, get on it. So there's a lot of new stuff. I mean, last time we ended, it was pretty much just like this little area. I think this hospital was just sort of in this general area, and now it's like this. So we've got a new sort of industrial cargo area where all the trains can come to pick up cargo, as well as these water treatment things, which are mods that I downloaded, which I really like because, you know, I always thought that these should exist in this game because they do in real life. So now they do. And because I kept having problems with sewage getting sucked into my water intake, killing everybody and making me having to restart on a previous save file. But now everything is good. So we have all this area. This got a nice little commercial district up here with some leisure stuff. People going to clubs, bowling, all that fun social stuff that I don't really do. And we have a new residential area up here and some new stuff over here, along with some public transportation. Just buses. Simple. I wanted to do some like subways or maybe a train system, but I wanted to wait till I was actually recording to do anything crazy like that. And over here we have sort of the downtown area with a tourist district and another leisure district, along with a whole bunch of commercial area and a mall. Yes, it's a mall. Also, over here we have the memorial to the Great War of something or another. The site of Operation Lancer Memorial, which is an operation that I just made up because there are some bunkers here and I thought I would make a little park around them. So yeah, there's a zoo, and because, you know, best way to remember soldiers who have fallen in the line of battle is to put a zoo right on top of their graves. Maybe not the greatest city planning there, but it is what it is. Because we have these cool little bunkers, Normandy-esque bunkers. Alright, so I've set up the flooding, and that will happen eventually. But until then, I thought I remembered something while I was kind of on the toilet this morning, and I remembered it. Like when I was 13 or 12 or 13, we used to live in this house, and I got into making all these little houses and buildings and stuff that were made out of popsicle sticks, because you could buy boxes of popsicle sticks, and I glued them together with hot glue. And, you know, they're actually quite nice little houses. But what I would do is I would put them all in this empty sort of garden thing outside in our backyard and dig sorts of rivers and stuff. So I'd have this whole little city made out of popsicle sticks in the backyard. And guess what I would do with it? I would take a hose and I would flood it. And I remember that this morning and thought, interesting. Little precursor. So I guess you could call I think I call it Stevenson. Not that that's my name. Yeah. And yeah, I did stuff like that. And it was kind of cool because we moved a man, fuck talking today. We moved just a couple years later, and I would dig up in there, and I'd find like archaeological sites of foundations of the places that were there that had long since been battered by the rains and winds and snow. But there it was like a little archaeological site. Man, words today, they're just not cooperating, are they? Well, the waters are starting to rise, but in the meantime, we do have some commercial demand, so I think we will do some commercially stuff. First, I want to do a few one-way roads. I think we'll go, I want to turn off the snapping thing. Go like so, and then up here, and we'll turn back on the snapping thing. Oh, I didn't press it. I have to burp. Go like so, and then we'll go 2 blocks down, because then we can go back down that way to here, and then we'll just fill in this little thing with a oddly sized road, and then we can. Now I think water goes all the way down here. Not quite. I guess I need to add a bit more. And then we can add some more commercial down here. I guess we don't have much, well, yeah, we do have a ton of offices, so let's do some more of the high density commercial. Oh, it looks like we've gone residential down here, so we'll do that there instead. Just putting a small road going through here, and we'll do some high density commercial along this main street, and then I think I'll do low density sort of in the back. Like so. Plop, 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 plop. Do 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 do. Alright, so the biggest project that I had planned for today's video is some kind of mass transit system. We do have a bus system, but that's just a limited capacity. So I want to get something that's going to be better. I'm not sure whether I'm going to do a subway or maybe something a little more interesting with and higher capacity with a train sort of system that goes around the city. Train thing might be tricky, considering that with the dike and everything there isn't really. I think the subway would be more suitable. Alrighty, now I want to do these subway terminals near bus places, so maybe we'll make it go, you know, I don't want to put it right under the buses because that just makes the it's a bit redundant. Maybe we'll make it go through sort of under this residential area, and then come through here and then down on this side of downtown. But I do want a few stops near bus stops, so that way people can transfer them from the buses to the subway or metro or whatever Europeans call it. So do one there because there's this bus stop right here. We will do one here and one here, except I want it to go the other way. Yeah, I'm a bit disappointed that the frame rates sort of make it so I can't do those nice sweeping cinematic shots, and I'm doing this on a friggin' 6-core i7. Don't see why not, but I suppose I'll just have to lay off those for now until maybe there's a patch or something. But anyways, the transit system is complete. I have it so it goes all the way from my newest area in the city, going down to the other newest area in the city. The commercial is filling in quite nicely right here, but I think I would like to do a new bus line that goes from over here to, let's say, maybe going up this street instead of this street. So let's take this, we'll go with this and this. And yeah, I guess we'll want to go down this street. Now, I think it's time to take a look at what our YouTube followers are doing right now. Now, I've done 4 of you guys in the city right now. I do have some more names, but I'll add them in the next episode. I figured I'd just start with 4. Sir Seals, you live right here in this rather nice little house. And you work in the oil industry, and apparently right now you're just hanging out at home, being a lazy bum, I guess. Now, Fox the Gamer, where do you live? You live up here in this apartment building, the Mill Residence, and you're a teacher. You work at an elementary school, or maybe you're not a teacher, you could be a janitor, I guess. No way of knowing. And you're in excellent health and very happy. And you're also pretty safe from flooding. So, lucky you. Flying Ostrich. Let's see what he's just hanging out, walking down the street right now. He lives in the same building as Fox the Gamer, or Fox. So I guess you're neighbors or something. And what are you doing right now? Going to school. I guess you're a kid. Or, I wonder... Elementary school, you're a really tiny kid. Oh well, you gotta start somewhere. And Bob Teague, you live in this apartment building, and you're unemployed. Aw, that's too bad. What are you doing right now? I guess you're just hanging out at home. Going home? Oh no, yeah, I guess you are at home. So those are what you guys are doing right now. I'll check up on you later once the flooding starts and see if any of you aren't dead. But let's see what you're up to. Just walking down the streets. You know, for a... Oh no, you're a high schooler, I guess. Or was the elementary school somebody else? Well, Flying Ostrich, you are a student at high school. I know it's a very awkward time in one's life, and I wish you all of luck with all that. Those, you know, weird, awkward things that you go through at that age. It's tough, but one day you grow up and it all seems rather trivial. Fuck off. Words. Look both ways before you cross the street. Now up here we have a historical castle kind of site. So I thought what we'd do is turn it into a little park of some kind. So since, I mean, there probably won't be that many people going to it, I'm just going to do a little gravel road going up there. The back roads. And it will sort of go right into here. And maybe we'll have some... No, I think we'll have as a park and then some footpaths going around. So let's put a nice large park right sort of at the entrance. And maybe a Japanese garden, because that's what you do near medieval European ruins, is you make a Japanese garden. And a parking lot, because people need a place to park. Like so. I guess we need to get some power up here and stuff. Alright, now let's take another gander at what all of our citizens are doing. Sir Seals managed to make it out of his confusion. And now he's at home. Doing home stuff, I guess. Still working in the oil industry. Fox the Gamer is at school. Oh yeah, Fox, he's the one who's in elementary school. I guess you're maybe doing art class or learning what 2 plus 2 is or something. And you're very happy, so, you know, that's all that matters. Flying Ostrich is studying at high school. Except that doesn't really look like studying, if I'm honest. That looks more like standing talking to his friends. Maybe playing Truth or Dare or something. I don't know. But it doesn't really look like studying. Alright, so I just wanted to point out that Fox the Gamer, a elementary school student, is at the moment going to the Lion and Pint pub. So he's like 8 years old and he's currently taking the bus to go to the pub. I guess we have really lax drinking ages in this city. Actually, speaking of, you know, maybe what I will do is make weed legal. There we go. Now he can smoke some pot too. To go down with his beer and gummy bears. Do 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 do. I'm building stuff. Do 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 do. I'm building stuff. Do 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 do. Let's make some low density residential right here. Dum dum. Do 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 do. Well, I sort of had to do some work. The flooding didn't really seem to be working, so I did some modifications and it seems to be going all right now. Otherwise, Sir Seals, he kind of died, so now we have Sir Seals Jr. Actually, so did Bob Teague, too. So now you live right here. They've got a cool car, sports car. Nice, eh? You work at a pharmacy, too. You're not like a high school student or something anymore. What's Bob Teague's new occupation? He's also a pharmacist. It looks like we have a trend. Water has started rising a bit over at the Operation Lancer Memorial. The water's starting to rise. Wow, I just went through puberty again. Looks like Sir Seals Jr. is at work at his place of employment at the pharmacy. Flying Ostrich is being kind of lazy and being at home. I mean, what? Still a high school student? Still hanging out in the high school. The Gamer is in high school. And Bob Teague Jr. is working at the pharmacy over here. So that's what everybody's doing right now. Now, out of everybody's houses, I'm pretty sure that Sir Seals Jr.'s house is probably going to be the most affected property out of all of them in this flooding. We'll see. It looks like we do actually have some flooding up here now. The pathway's starting to get flooded out. Oh, it looks like Sir Seal's house is kind of flooded. Yeah. Waiting for the bus, waiting for the bus. He's just standing there, waiting for the bus. Does look like the floodwaters are getting pretty bad though. This neighborhood's taken a pretty big beating. And because I wasn't really thinking ahead, I didn't leave enough space to have any kind of flood protection for this area. What does it look like as far as the terrain goes? Yeah, there is this lower portion, as you can see up along here. So this entire sort of area below this line in the middle here, it might be in some trouble. which is a pretty large portion of the city. You know, maybe if I know it's not going to stop it from coming in. Well, I guess the only problem with the flood walls is you can't lay them down once the water's actually flooded in the area. So what we'll do instead, I believe, is sort of make a dike, temporary dike kind of thing, that will just go down along here and hopefully sort of have the effect of helping the water get pushed around. I doubt that's going to work. So, sorry, Sir Seal's house. I guess your house is the first to be a victim of the flooding. And it is flooding out this area quite badly. However, most of the rest of the city should be safe. This area obviously has the protection of the flood wall. Up here might become a problem. I'm not sure how high the Asinine River is going to rise. It does seem to be getting pretty close to overflowing right around here. But at the moment, the worst is this area, which I knew was going to be a problem spot because it is one of the lowest areas in the city. Well, Sir Seals, I guess because your house is now non-existent, you have kind of died. And I'm sorry, but 2 times for this episode, that'll be your demise. I might resurrect you later, like a comic book hero. But for now, we will all mourn your loss, Sir Seals. You were a very good pharmacist, or whatever it was you did. Now, the way I think I'll make this work is when these current rains cease. And that will be the end of the first flooding season, so we've just got to tough it out until then. Seems like we do have a lot of businesses going out of business, probably because we've lost a pretty big portion of the population, along with quite a bit of commercial properties. But hopefully they will rebuild quickly when the waters have subsided. And before we rebuild, we may do a little tinkering with this area. So what I've tried to do is put up a little temporary dike along here to see if we can't keep these waters from getting in quite as badly. However, the rains have subsided, so we can relieve the flood effort, and waters will go back down. Other than that, not too much is going on in the city right now, other than the flooding. Hopefully we'll have it under control soon, and just as a sit rep on our citizens, Sir Seals Jr. and Bob Teague Jr. have died or moved away. Flying Ostrich and the Gamer are still alive and kicking. Flying Ostrich is studying at college now. Moved up in the world, have we? And Fox the Gamer is waiting for a subway. Well, I suppose with all that, I should call it a day. Water levels are starting to go back down. It seems like this is almost back down to normal. It's going to take a while for it to get up here, but I'll be sure to update you on what happens, and I'll show you what I'm going to do to try and fix it in the next episode. For these videos, I want to make sure that I do one at least every week, because I do have other games that I like to do, but I want to do for sure once a week, because you guys seem to like it, you're asking for it, so who am I to argue with what people want? So, until next time, have a good one.